Hello and welcome to another Gardening with Raggy video. So you look behind me, there is just there a massive, and I do mean massive tree. I've got to go back all the way, and yeah, it's absolutely massive. It's dying. It's going to drop, and obviously you've got this here 343-year-old. My work, 343-year-old lodge. So the tree team have got to come today. Now, normally on trees, you can climb the tree, put ropes up, take it down bit by bit, or you could fell it. You can't fell it because there's a cesspit area right at the side of it, so they've got to use a crane to get up there. It's obviously not the sturdiest of trees, so there's going to be an issue. And I'll bring little videos through the day, probably uploads of how it comes down. And as you can see, not much greenery on there at all. If you look at the state of the tree, and yeah, it's struggling. But once the tree's gone and the two stumps at the side are out the way, then it's over to me to bring on a new project. I've got thousands, literally thousands of plants to put in there to make a total new flower garden and garden area. But yeah, big tree. Watch this space. Always interesting, Be interesting how much chippings I get off it. Obviously, chippings are great for weed suppression and lots of logs for the fire and all. So we'll be back with some more later in the day. Probably a couple more videos and see how it goes. Cheers, everyone, and normal resume tomorrow. But for today, wow, big job.